What are you ooming?
You keep moving it off of video into camera.
I don't mean to. It's not intentional, you know.
It's not intentional, like you were trying to just bang your mic on the floor to hurt my ears. Like that was intentional.
You're just going to bitch at me.
Yeah, this is the theme song for Joy Bitches at John. This is the theme song for When Joy Bitches at John, formerly known as When Wife Gives You Lemons, but fuck John, he doesn't get any lemons anymore. No more lemons for John. John doesn't get any lemons anymore.
Welcome to, what the fuck did you just call it?
Did you already forget? Me too.
There was a long-ass name. It was like, you're not giving me lemons, but it was like, fuck you, John, or something. I don't know what you did. I'd have to go back and listen again.
And then you'd forget before. All right, go. Go, speak.
Hi. You said it. You're all, hi, welcome to When Wife, formerly known as Wife Gives You Lemons. It's now Joy. Oh, is it you talk shit to John or something? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, are we done?
Yeah.
Let's just make it a minute long podcast.
All right, thanks for listening. Like, clips, and subscribe. I think we got you out of your driveway. Have a great day.
Boo-boo.
You know, I don't even know. Do you think anybody even listens to this anymore?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah. Stop it. Stop it now.
Whoa.
Do you have any nopes?
Yeah, but I didn't write them down, so it means I don't have them. I remember there was something happened, and I was with Jamie, and I was like, I know. So his dog, Ralph Von Kroger.
Ralph Kroger. Von Kroger.
Ralph Von Kroger from the Lick 'em Bite family.
Uh-huh.
You know, he likes to cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he cruised down the street and had himself a chicken dinner.
Oh, no.
So a couple of them, we have a couple streets away from Jamie, our friend Jamie's house. There's a couple of, there's a house on the corner has a lot of chickens. Well, these chickens get out a lot.
It's not even a house. It's just a...
Yeah, it's a field. And these chickens get out a lot, and they're wandering that little street area, which means one of them probably wandered up a little too far, and Von Kroger was out, and he's like, oh, yeah.
He's all the Lick and Bite clan.
You know, he's like, I'm going to fuck that thing up. Like, it makes you wonder, like, are they just sitting there? It's kind of like how bullies are, right? They're like, I'm going to fuck that thing up. I'm going to go fuck with that guy.
Well, it's just like every time I take Franny for a walk and she sees a bird, she's just like, I got to get that bird.
She's like, if you let me, I'd kill that bird.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play with it in my mouth, feel it die. And then I'll let it go. We'll go find another one. Yeah. So little Frances got fixed.
Oh, I had to leave her.
We dropped her off at the shelter back where we picked her up, or Joy did, and she probably was like, fuck, I'm back here again. The smells probably all came back, and she was like, I'll never shit in the house again.
Sorry, I'll be good, girl. Oh.
And then they stabbed her, and and I picked her up, so I looked like the hero.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
She like
But you're also a dick too, because I was like, okay, how is you and how is she? And you were like, oh my god, I forgot to pick up Franny, and I was like, what the fuck?
And they close at 5, and it was like 4:30. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go.
And like all day, I've been worried. I didn't sleep a fucking wink. I was so worried about her, and oh my god.
You know, they've been doing that stuff for a while. It's pretty easy.
I know, but see, the other dogs, like, they weren't ours yet. You know what I mean? Like Farley.
Farley got fixed when we picked him up. He was fixed.
I know, but he didn't live with us yet. Like, we loved him.
Sure.
But,
Okay,
like,
I got
Franny's been in our house for over a month.
Right.
And then we had to take her and get her fixed. Like, even Gilly. Like, we got Gilly, and then I drove her home.
Right. That's true. Yeah,
Bitsy
that's true.
was our...
Gilly wasn't even out of a coma yet.
No, they threw her in the...
Which is fucked up, which is probably why she's so terrified of everything.
No, there's
except
a
for
lot
us.
of reasons. Because, like,
They were
even when that
awful at
lady
her.
was trying to pull her out with the leash. And, oh, this poor Gilly.
She just had a tough start.
Gimli Bimbly.
But she knows, she gets a lot of love here. She's a big baby.
She is a big baby. She puts her head on you and pushes so hard.
Yeah, I call her my big baby.
She's just a baby.
So, yeah, and Franny's got a sweater to keep her from getting her stitches, a little PJs. And
She's got a sweater and she's got her donut, so.
Yep. Yeah. And then what else is new? We've been super full speed ahead. We're going to be full speed and probably until June at this point.
Yep.
At the end of June, we'll slow down. At the end of 4th of July, we'll slow down a little bit.
Yep. Joy's birthday, we're not my birthday, we're not doing anything.
Yep.
I just want to lay there for like 30 minutes and then I'll be bored.
I just want to lay here.
Would you lie with me? Were we singing the same song? No,
I think
we
so.
weren't. Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Sometimes most of the time we don't.
No, I was just changing words to a song.
Do you have any other notes?
I did, and it sucks because I can't remember them.
So the other day, the Amazon driver comes by. And he drops off this sliding glass
Oh, shit.
dog door.
Yeah, so...
And John was like, hey, dude, like, I think this is the wrong house. Like, and
and then I see the label,
then we see the label, and it's
our son.
our oldest son, Tyler. And John's like, never mind. I guess my kid has a dog.
Right, so then he gets home, and I go, hey, you got a doggy door out there? He goes, cool. I go,
No, I did. I go,
Hey.
do you have a dog?
yeah. I go, there's a doggy door out there. He goes, oh, yeah, I have a dog. We're like, what? He's all, yeah, you know, I mean, you kind of knew. I mean, she stays up at the shelter, you know, because you didn't want an extra dog here. Basically. And I'm like, well, so you've had a dog for a year
Yeah.
that we haven't met?
No,
That's fucking crazy.
it's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah, like, and then we're like, dude, he went and got baptized. We didn't know about it. And we're like, dude, you
Found
could.
out on
We
Instagram.
may not be our thing, but you know, at least tell us it's a big moment in your life.
It's yeah.
For him, it's a big moment, and it's like,
You're
dude, you
pleading-
didn't tell us. Oh, I told Joy.
No, he didn't.
He tried to dime you so hard. He's
I
like,
know, and
"Oh,
I was
I
like, no, because I know for a fact that would have been mentioned immediately.
oh yeah, because you're like, oh, I gotta tell somebody.
Trauma.
So then last week I smashed my face, so I got a couple of black eyes. You can't really tell. It's kind of gone away.
It looks pretty good.
It's going away pretty fast, but
It's swollen right here, though.
yeah, both my eye, or one eye was super black, one was half black. I'd smashed my nose. They said it's not broken, but I can still put my finger in it and feel things go.
Okay.
Like I can move my nose all over. It's pretty cool.
We'll move it back to where it needs to be then.
It won't stay there. It's like playing with a piece of rubber.
So, yeah.
There's nothing supporting it. It's just all. I can't pick my nose because the entire inside of my nose is a scab.
Oh.
Like all the way around, all the way up on both sides. And this one is like the septum's totally destroyed basically now. And so I can't even hardly breathe out of the thing. It's fucked up. They're all, dude, yeah, your nose isn't broken. I'm like, I can breathe around a fucking corner. I'm like, I'm fucking serious. I can see like an S-turn in my nose that wasn't there this morning, but you're telling me it's not broken. I don't understand that. I totally had the B squad.
You always get the B squad.
You know why? Because I go to the urgent care up here, the Kaiser urgent care. This is like the B squad place.
I went there too. You've got to stop fucking with the mic. You're so loud.
Sorry. It's hard for me. 'cause
I know.
diddle. I'm
I
a
know,
diddler.
I know. I'm going to have to get you a fucking fidget spinner or something.
A diddler?
So you can diddle with that. I went when I hurt my ankle. And I knew. I was like, this is a waste of time. This is a fucking waste of time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're like, oh, you're fine. Just well, you'll get something from ear, nose, and throat. And I'm like, dude, something. And they called me today.
So, okay. So the other day, Brody, I don't know. Brody was, we all have bad days. We all wake up grumpy every once in a while. So
I've been waiting for this one.
I went to wake him up the other day, and I was like, dude, you got to get in the shower. You got to get in the shower. And he was like, I just want to stay home. And I was like, no, you've got to fucking get in the shower. I was like, you need your grades up. So I'm sorry. So I'm getting ready for work, and I'm doing my makeup, and he comes into the room, and he looks straight at me, and he goes, you're just like Grandma. And then turns around and walks and gets in the shower. And I fucking laughed. I had to wait until the shower started, but I was like, holy shit, man.
Like he was looking to hurt.
Like it.
Like he came in like with purpose, right? He's
And
such a little dick. Sometimes.
He's so good. And then he messaged me.
It's on. No, you message. It's on text.
He messages
Can't ever
me,
take this away.
And he goes, Imagine that the person you always say is a narcissist and gaslights people is exactly like you, Grandma Point 2. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I've never said...
Did you go baby point 3?
No, I should have.
That's what I would have said.
I go, I've never said Grandma was a narcissist, and I was trying to be funny. I go, or gas lamping me. And I go, so I'm trying to think of something. I go, you're exactly like Pluto. And he goes, why? Because I'm fat? And I go, no, because you're the opposite of goofy.
That's funny. Did he laugh?
No.
He wanted to.
Oh, he was. Because here's the thing. With Caleb, I screamed. I screamed a lot with Caleb, and we fought.
Yeah, you guys fought a lot.
And I can't.
You guys scared me at times. Like, I was like, dude, I'm going to have to fucking peel them both apart. They're going to, like, throw blows.
And I can't do it again. So now I've decided with Brooke, and you fuck them up any way you fucking go. So this time around,
ours didn't stand a chance.
This time around, I'm going to be funny. I'm just fucking. So I was like, dude, I go, I get it. Your hormones are fucking out of whack right now. I go, your pee-pee probably grew an inch last night. And he was like, don't talk about my pee-pee. Like,
I'm 13. I got 3 pubes on there.
Like,
he's going to be mad at me for saying that because he's listening right now.
So, yeah.
Kid listens to everything.
Yeah, so. And then Brody, so he's watching this show, and so they're releasing episodes every week, and he is like so upset about it. And
because it's only once a week.
Yeah, and he's like, I have to wait a whole week, and then John and I fucking died laughing.
Dude, we used to live that life.
Fuck, and like you'd have to pee during commercial break, and you'd be all, it's on.
And if you missed that episode, you didn't get to go back and watch it again. You had to wait till it reran like after the season. Or maybe like super like 3 a.m. You're like, oh my God, there it is.
Yeah. And then, so Caleb has decided he now wants to go by Ace. Because he's the Ace of Hearts. And I go, Caleb, I'm going to tell you something right now. If some guy, girl, anything came up to me and was like, my name's Ace, because I'm the Ace of Hearts, I go, I would never let you. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's just...
I would immediately call you an ace hole walk out.
I do. I call him Ace Hole. So he decided to go get his name changed on his badge at Magic Mountain.
Just to Ace?
To Ace. And they messed it up the first time. He was like Caleb or something. Caleb.
Caleb.
That's what I was trying. So he gets in the car and he's like, Mom, I changed my name on my thing for Magic Mountain and they spelled it wrong. And I was like...
The fact that they can't even spell the 3 letters right is fantastic.
How the fuck did they spell Ace wrong? And he said they spelled it ACC, so I'm ACK. And I was like, it's okay, Caleb, it's just an accident.
Did he laugh?
He did. And then I was like, actually, I go, I kind of like Ack better than Ace anyway. I go, Ack is more like, what? Your name's Ack? Like, huh? Like, that's more than Ace. Shoot up. Because I don't know, every time he says Ace, I don't know why I'm like, shoot up.
I know, I do stuff like that too. I get it. Okay. But see, every time he says Ace, I think of the freaking, there's a No Use for a Name song that they cover a song and they do a little kiss thing at the end, and one of the guys' name is Ace Frehley. Anyway.
Well,
that's what I always think, is that song hits my brain.
Dr. Hong Kong used to be Ace, too.
That's right. That was his nickname.
That was his nickname.
That's right. And then it wasn't his daughter. Didn't they call her Ace or something in freaking like volleyball or something?
So I don't know that. Like
that little. It was the snobby one, right? The little snobby kid.
Yeah.
That one was such a little bitch. Like I worked. I don't mean it in a bad way. She was just snobby. Look, she was.
I hope they never listen. Oh, they don't. But anyway.
Dude, look. I worked at the school she went to. And I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure that's her. I remember her when she was a little girl. Oh, cool. I see her. don't talk to me. She's like, don't talk to me, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. Like I could see it in her face, like, don't talk to me, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. So I just walk by like because I'm just a little white trash custodian, maintenance guy.
Stop claiming
Listen,
that. Stop
shush.
claiming that. No, don't
Shush me.
me.
Don't shush me back.
I didn't. Don't shush me.
Shh.
So then the only thing I have left, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to finish this story.
Without laughing?
Yeah.
Oh, please do. This is
You
fun.
know it. You know it. I was dying the other day about it. So my friend called or texted me, and she was like, holy shit. I'm in line behind one of our friends' cheating ex-husband with his new girlfriend. And I go, you should kick him. And then I go, wait, you should pretend to trip and hit him in the back of the head like you did that guy in the belly room.
Oh, right. The belly room
And
is
it
a
reminded
comedy
me-
store room.
Okay, so the Comedy Store has 3 rooms, and they have one, and it's called the belly room, and it's on the very top. And if you guys have ever watched Roast Battle,
That's the room it was in.
that's the
The
room it was
original.
in. And okay, so it's not a mezzanine, but it's kind of a mezzanine, and it's where the judges would sit during the roast battle. So you go up the stairs, and there's the main part where people sit to watch comedy, and then there's like a part on the side that's like it's higher, and you can sit behind like a wall, kind of with like a cutout. So the thing is, though, it has a step down, and she either forgot or didn't know that.
Well, and it's black in the
and
room.
it's super dark
and it's
because
dark.
comedy was happening at this moment. So she goes and
She misses the step.
she misses the step, and when she's falling, for some reason, she clenches her hand into a fist, and I cannot explain how hard she slugged the back of this guy's head.
Like you heard the
Oh
thump.
my god, she hit the back of his head. Like she felt like a heavyweight knockout. Just fucking slammed her back of the head. And then while she's falling, so her arm goes, hits him in the back of the head, keeps going, and as she's falling, her elbow goes in the guy's rib cage.
So she fucked this guy up.
She beat the fucking shit out
How
of
did
this
he
guy.
react?
Well, here's the thing. He's all, what the fuck? And he turns around, and there's nobody there because she's on the floor.
And he just sees you laughing.
And I'm way behind.
Okay.
So there's nobody. So this dude just got the fuck beat out of him by a fucking...
See, he thinks he got beat up by a ghost, and of course the belly room's supposed to be one of the haunted rooms in the freaking Comedy Store, which is super funny.
And I can't... Oh, my God.
Did she get up and like?
Well, she had to use his chair to get up.
So that's when he figured her out.
But he couldn't figure out why this random Canadian chick that kept
Was
saying,
laid.
I'm sorry, just beat the ever-loving shit out of him. And I know this isn't as funny to any of you guys as it is to me.
Didn't you set your tray on someone's head one night?
It was... Yes. There's a couple things I've done at the comedy. But the best part about working at the Comedy Store is if you do something horrible, they just think you're fucking around. Like, people who work at Dick's and they're mean
Right.
to you. So, one point... And they let me... With a tray. You should never give me food and a tray and sauce. So many people left wearing ranch because of me. It's just, that's... So, one, I had my tray, and some guy called me, so I turned around, and I hit the back of this bald man's head with my tray hard. And my immediate reaction was to grab the back of his head and squeeze it like a basketball. Now, I've been massaging a very long time. My hands are very strong.
Yeah, I don't let her give me hand jobs.
No, I would break your dick.
She'd rip the dick skin off.
But I'm like squeezing his head and I'm going, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then I go, oh my God. And I took my hand off and he had a fucking handprint on his head. And I was like, what am I doing? And then I just walked away. No, I said, welcome to the world famous Comedy Store, and I walked away because I was like, oh my God.
He's like, oh, that was a weird part of the show.
So then another time I had like 20 pounds of chicken tenders, and I went and I'm putting them down on the table, and I'm like, man, this is really light. Well, my dumbass set the tray on this man's very, very beautiful afro.
He probably worked on
It was
an hour to
so-
pick that thing out.
And I look down and I go, oh my God. And I go, was my tray just on your afro? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, I just figured it was a part of the Comedy Store experience. And I go, no, I'm just a fucking asshole. Like,
He probably laughed, right?
he
Hopefully.
did. But I was like, oh my God. And then
That's
I'm
exciting.
sure, yeah. And I'm sure I've told these stories before, but I was talking to someone today and he was asking me about comedy. And I was like, like in the beginning when you're doing comedy, you always go for the shock factor. Like, kids talk about masturbating, which I'm like, fuck, I don't need any more masturbation in my life. My house is already sticky. So, and then you kind of go into like the low hanging fruit. And then you start talking about your life. And he was like, oh, that fucking makes sense. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, what about life? And I go, I was like, most people who do comedy had a pretty crazy childhood.
Had
we-
trauma or something.
Right. And I go, and you can tell if you are going to be a comedian or not is by when you're telling people stories about your childhood. And instead of them laughing with you or volleying back with a better story, they look at you like in horror, like they want to give you a hug. And I was like my mom used to pretend to die all the time. And, she would like throw pots and pans on the floor and me and Adam would run in.
So much so that when she had her stroke, your dad was like, stop fucking around, Robin. Get up.
He
Oh,
did.
shit. I think she's fucked up.
And then my dad in the
He like,
hospital. Because she did it a lot. Like my brother and I would be crying. Mom's dead on the floor. And then she'd be, just kidding, you stupid fuckers.
that's so
And
fucked up.
So
That's really fucked up.
when my mom had her stroke, my dad was for like 5 minutes was like, knock it off, Robin, fucking knock it off. So in the hospital, my dad came up to me and he was like, she could have died. She could have died because I thought she was fucking around. And I'm like, okay, I love my mom. My mom is like my number one person in the world. I fucking love my mom. I was like, but also she's kind of like the mom who cried stroke too many fucking times.
and it almost cost her.
And I was telling him that joke, and he was like, have you ever told that joke on stage? And I was like, no, I've never fucking talked about that on stage. And
You
he was
should.
like, you should.
That's the stuff you should talk about.
And
I've always
then-
said that. You tell your freaking, if you figure out and mold the field trip story, oh my God, that's 5 minutes all by itself, at least. If you work that out, that is 5 minutes of solid comedy. Solid.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to this story that I told, because I don't.
I've known you, but just the way it happens. You have a dad who says, "Well, I'll chaperone."
Which
Well,
he's
I'm
never-
not driving I'm not getting on the bus with all these people and the kids. I'll drive myself. I'll meet you guys there. Joy, you're coming with me, but Dad, I want to ride the bus with my friends. No, you come with me. So then you go down, you take this whole drive, you get there, your bus isn't there, your dad's like, hey, we're supposed to be here. And they're like, no, we don't have it. Well, we're supposed to be here. Our bus isn't here yet. Well, we're still going to wait. Okay.
We're
well.
super late.
And then the security walks away and your dad sneaks you guys in.
security guards change.
They change, your dad sneaks you guys in, and then you go through this thing, and then you go back the next day at school, and they're like, oh my God, where the fuck were you, Joy? We thought you died. And you're like, oh my God, where the fuck were you guys? And they're like, we went to the planetarium. You went to the fucking...
No, we went to the planetarium. They went to the exploratorium. That's right.
So they didn't... Your dad took you to chaperone a fucking field trip and didn't even show up because he went to the wrong fucking place. That is comedy. If you mold that is fucking comedy. That's the real shit. That's the shit that makes people laugh, because that's the relatable stupid shit.
Right.
Your dad pulled into someone's fucking driveway, and your dad and your brother were like, hey, do you know Joy? She's in the back seat. She fucking likes you. This is your fucking dad traumatizing you like that. That's fucked. That's fucked. That's comedy.
That's trauma.
It's comedy and trauma. I'm just saying.
I also told him about the time that I stun gunned myself at Fresno State, and he was like, This is true. And I'm like, it's fucking...
Speaking of that, this video came across my algorithm. You know how fucked up my algorithm is.
Yes.
Right? So this algorithm, this lady comes on the screen, and she's a bigger lady, but she's dancing around, and she's like videoing herself, right? And I don't know, and she's holding... I didn't have it turned up the first time, so I didn't know until the end. But the second time I turned it up. So she's holding and the title says, not everything is a play toy. And she's dancing around to music, and she jumps down on her bed, and she flies her legs open, and she hits the light, and she hits, it's a fucking taser, and she accidentally, she aims at it, but I don't think she realized what was going to happen, and she tasered her puss out for like 5 seconds. I saw it. That was my algorithm. How you like that? Why are you speechless?
Ow.
Well, I didn't do it.
I got my wrist and it hurt.
It was stuck there, too. She's done. And, of course, the comments were amazing. That's what I went for, was the comments.
Right.
Because you know,
to the comments.
oh, my God, it was the best. It was like, anybody want a fish fry? And then I could just go on all day. I don't want to. It's gross. But it's fantastic. I got the worst algorithm in the world.
You
right
really
now.
do.
Actually,
People getting beat up, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with it? Like, mine's all puppies.
well, no, mine's really fucked up because it'll tease you. It'll be like, oh, that's a cute one and funny one and a puppy. And then it'll be like, oh, my God, what was that?
Like that one, oh, my God, last night I rolled over, and I opened my eyes, and, like, the lady fell and was doing the splits or something. I was like, what the fuck?
She was lifting weights or something, and she fell and did the splits.
Oh, I'm like, no. Like, I worry. Because normally, because the
You think she stuck to the floor?
Oh, holy shit.
Come on. That was easy. Low-hanging fruit. It was funny.
Okay, but this all reminded me, because I was just about to say, like, normally when a woman is, asleep at night and she rolls over and sees her man on his phone, she worries it's porn. No, mine is just John watching people get beat up. But then it triggered, so I talked to my dad on the phone the other night. And my dad was telling...
we need to, tell your dad the certain times of day and days and certain days, because you need 24 hours to recover from every conversation you have with your father. I'm not joking. I'm telling you. You talk to your dad. For every 10 minutes you talk to your dad, you need 24 hours of recovery.
So I'm still fucked up. But, okay, I'm not even going to...
This was 36 hours ago.
I'm not going to explain why it fucked. I don't even want to go into it. But my mom and dad... hopefully maybe are going to sell their hoarder house, which is amazing, because then me and my brother won't have to deal with anything. And he was like, well, Sissy, whatever you want, you and Adam. And I go, Dad, there's only 2 things I want. I want the red chandelier, and I want the potpourri dragon, which is cool. It's a ceramic dragon with like a pot, and you put potpourri and water in it, and when it boils, steam comes out of his nose. I don't know why I like him, but I like him. And that's all I want. And my dad's
all I want for Christmas is a little dragon thing that blows the smoke out of his nose.
My dad goes, well, I know there's one more thing that you really want. And I go, what? And he goes, and I'm going to find it. And I go, okay. And he goes, I want to find your high school graduation speech.
Oh, this is comedy too? This is fucking pure comedy.
And I go, Dad, we have my high school graduation speech, and it was recorded over with porn. And he goes, no, it wasn't. And I go, Dad. And I can't wait, because you did not hear.
I heard the whole story.
But you didn't hear my dad's responses.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, and he goes, no. And I go, Dad, you see little tiny Joy in her cap and gown walk on stage. And she goes, today we are going. And I go, and then some bitch gets on stage and goes, oh my God, I'm coming. And I was like, bitch, we just left. And my dad's all, and I'm all.
He's like laughing about
it. I go, it's not funny.
Trauma.
I go.
Fucking trauma.
I go, it's funny, but it's not funny. And then my dad goes, well, I'm sorry.
I mean, you could almost go on with these stories. You could almost sit with Ryan Sickler and do a honeydew with him, and he wouldn't probably be able to talk with all these stories. He'd be laughing too hard because
So then
this is ridiculous.
I go, and then I go, and he's like, but no. And then because my dad can never be wrong. And he's like, no. And then he goes, well, I know. I recorded it like 3 times. I had like 3 VHSs. And I go, Dad, you have 1 camcorder. You didn't rewind, record it again, rewind, record. You can't, like,
you didn't have a dual VHS thing where you
like,
were...
This is not...
What you're telling me is impossible.
Yes. And I was like, just stop. Like, if he would have just stopped at I'm
He just kept
sorry.
digging.
And I was like, why are
He just kept... Let's see, yeah, if he would have stopped at you're sorry, you probably would have laughed it off. Now you got to deal with that trauma some more.
And then he goes, well, I'm going to find it. And I go, well, have fun watching porn.
That is a fantastic work. These are what you need to work to make you fucking good. That's the shit that makes funny.
Shit.
That shit's funny.
Oh, my God. But it's the first time I've ever confronted my dad over him recording over my... I did the high school graduation speech, and my dad recorded over it with porn. And so...
You did the high school graduation speech. The girl who says, "This is our lives. We're moving on," and then some chicks just getting banged.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So that happened. And this is real life.
The fact that he was like, I know one more thing that you want, and you know what?
You're like, nah, you keep it.
No, I kind of want it.
Oh my God.
I kind of want my high school graduation speech, and it
You should
really
have told
is.
him, I want it when you find it.
It really is little me, and I seriously only say like 1 sentence, and then it cuts to porn. Like, I mean, it couldn't have been edited.
This
by
is so good. I got to
Hollywood.
hurry up and hit the record button. Fuck, what's in there? I don't give a shit. Just get this shit recorded. This is never going to be on again.
And I mean, like,
Come on,
we all know, like, my dad has recorded over Easter. My dad has recorded over
With
Christmas.
porn?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this isn't like the first occurrence.
No.
So that was the best one.
Yeah.
But there was many
Oh,
other
yeah.
ones.
There's like little Joy and Adam opening their Christmas presents.
Here's your main present.
Oh! And I'm like,
Here's your main present. Here's this big dick, baby.
Pizza Man's here. We fucking got pizza for Christmas? I don't remember the Pizza Man. Why did our pipes break during Christmas?
That guy doesn't look like he lives here. What the hell's he doing to her?
Their house is really clean. This is not our house.
Yeah, this is an alternate reality. Pretty much.
So, yeah, you know what? I actually do, Dad. I really do want that tape because
that's trauma you want to have with you forever.
I do.
Man, I wish I had stuff like that. I probably do, but I just don't. It's all buried somewhere in there. But
I have so much stuff.
that's the stuff that makes it special, right there. That's because you know why? Because people relate. I'm not saying there are people out there who.
No, you're right.
We have 42 listeners, and I'm telling you, 3 of them have that same.
I know for a fact.
Maybe 4.
Like people in my age group, you know, the 40s, early 40s.
You're 40? Oh my God!
Like people in their early 40s. Like I know, I've talked
You
to
didn't
a
say
lot
that.
of
I was being a smart ass.
a lot of women, and just people I know. Dads are porn addicts. Like I know a lot of people who like
70s. Dude, my dad. Listen, I can tell you when I was a little kid and I found my dad's stack of fucking Playboys. My little Peter was all stiffed up.
No, my dad had porn everywhere.
Yeah, see, but I found where they were, and I'd just take them
My
in the
dad didn't
bathroom and
hide
stare
them.
at them.
My dad.
Well, my dad just put them under the edge of his bed. It wasn't like they're fucking hidden.
My parents used to let me eat their sex gel. It was.
And we've talked about that on the podcast.
It was
once.
mint. It had Karma Sutra people on it having sex. It was in a little green jar.
You know what's really fucked up? Is I can picture that. I think I've seen that fucking jar because my parents probably had the same fucking jar.
And I would be like, "Can I have a piece of your mint jelly?" And they'd be like, "Yeah." They're fucking laughing at me, and I'm fucking eating their sex jar.
Can I put this on toast? Sure.
She's so fucking stupid. I thought she
Should we let her eat? Should we let our little daughter eat the sex lube? I mean, it's not going to hurt her. Yeah, but I mean, but your dirty hands were in it.
No.
Trauma.
No. They never.
Trauma.
They never used
Trauma.
it. They never used it.
Trauma.
They never used it.
Can't get that taste out of your mouth now.
I can taste it. I can taste it. I'm holding the jar.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, and then like cleaning. I would clean my parents' room every Valentine's Day.
Right.
That's what I mean. I would do all the laundry, and my parents, their laundry. Oh my God, I have a really weird trauma with laundry, by the way. But like I would do all of their laundry, and I would put it away. Like,
Right.
and if you guys knew me, I hate putting laundry away. It is like I hate it. And I would clean their room, and while cleaning their room, that's when I found out that I thought you were like, end it, hurt.
Yeah,
like,
go. No.
No, that's when I found out my dad had been married before. I found his like annulment papers, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then that was the first time I cleaned their room, and I was like, fucking, I'm going to keep doing this because I'm going to fucking keep finding
There's
shit.
fucking weird treasures in here
But
that
I
need
needed
to know about.
But it was every Valentine's Day because I needed a year to process everything.
My trauma had to settle
My
in
trauma
because I
had-
knew there was a new level, a new chapter of trauma coming, so I had to make sure I took care of that.
I needed the trauma. I needed to like process the trauma. And then I also I found a picture of a little girl, and I was like, fuck, what the fuck, dude?
Do I have a fucking sister I don't know about?
But apparently it was my dad's first wife's kid. And
So he had a stepkid.
yeah. Well, I guess.
Yes, if he was married
But
to
not for
another
very
girl,
long. They weren't
doesn't
very-
matter if you're married. You technically become a step parent.
I guess, but that's like saying that Justin was Tyler's stepdad for a while, and that
Well,
no.
technically it would be, but he wasn't around.
And he even said it once too when he came to visit you, and he said, "Yeah, I was Tyler's stepdad," and I was like, "Ew,
Not really.
no, no."
Maybe by paper, but not for real.
And then the way my mom found out that my dad had been married before is when my dad brought her in, and he was like, "Hey, we just got married," because they eloped because they were pregnant with me. Their anniversary is June 6th, the day after Tyler's
Copy.
wedding, and I'm July 14th. So I was really, really there. And my grandpa goes, "Well, she's prettier than the first one." My mom's like, "You were married before?" And that is when I found...
Should I say I do? I mean,
Right.
How did I not know this?
Well, somebody asked me too, because I like telling the story of how you and I
Right.
got together,
Right.
and and it's especially now that you tell it to the younger generation and they call you a groomer, which is fucking fantastic to me.
Maybe.
And I cannot wait to say that shit on stage. But
It's not as good.
somebody asked me like, "How did your parents meet?" And I was like, "I really don't want to tell this story."
About how your parents met?
Yeah. And I was like, I really don't want to tell this story. And they're like, "What?" And I was like, it's pretty fucked up. And they're like, "Okay." So my mom and her sisters, my mom has 6 sisters. There's 7 girls, 2 boys in my mom and dad's family. And my mom was playing softball with a bunch of her sisters and friends. And my dad drove up in his car, walked up to my mom and said, "You're not wearing a bra. I'm going to rape you." And my mom said, "You can't rape the willing." And
Bang.
I was conceived.
You were conceived out of a threat of rape.
Yep.
That's fucked up.
And they were all, the person I told, they go, "Yeah, I kind of wish you wouldn't have told me the story." I was like, "I fucking told you."
It's kind of fucked up. I think the highlight of my parents' first date was my dad driving to my grandma's or to pick up my mom, his future wife, and he's fucking hauling ass and he's cutting everybody off and he pulls in the driveway. "I made it," and then a car pulls in behind him. It's my grandpa. He goes, "Ain't going out, that son of a bitch." And then I think your grandpa was there.
Yep.
And your grandpa was like, "Yeah, let's go beat his ass." You know, your grandpa and my grandpa were gonna go beat my dad's ass, and then 70 million years later, we're all still like tight. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, also on my dad's very first date, which I actually put this in one of the stories I wrote, short stories, which I want to make into a bigger story, is
You put the rape thing in a...
no.
Oh.
My dad's like first date, not my mom. And you know what? They may have been dating a while, and that's like I'm going to say that.
Maybe they had hooked up before
Yeah,
that.
let's. I'm going to give it that because that makes me feel better about my parents. But my dad, in his first date, he's going out with a girl, and he's trying to be like super suave with this girl, and he has a milkshake, and she says something, and he really likes this girl, so he starts laughing, and he laughs, and he puts his head down, and the straw to his milkshake went up his nose and sliced the inside of his nose open, and he just poured blood out.
That hurts so bad. Oh, that hurt so bad.
Yeah. Do you have any embarrassing stories?
I have tons, but not tonight.
Okay. All right.
Another day, I'll share more of my trauma another day.
Trauma bonding. We'll trauma bond.
Yeah. I mean, I got some that I leave with the therapist, but I could put some out.
Yeah, some of them.
Some of them don't need to see the light of day. Other than that,
that's
the room.
fine. No. All right.
Only in the rubber room.
You know what?
Lick it, click it, subscribe it, like
I know
it.
you guys are listening.
All
I'm gonna
47,
rape ya.
because we know you're fucking willing.
Goodbye.
Good day, bitches. Oh, look, I left a skull here for that thing.